All right, here's a short little vid about Tor Eric and I attempting to bike pack the Kokopeli Trail in March of 2024. This was Tor and I's first bike packing trip, and we both just kind of picked a weekend, but unfortunately, bad weather weekend. Big upslope snowstorm hitting Colorado. What should have been a 5-hour drive for Tor Eric ended up being a 6-hour drive just to get up to Vail. While Tor made it to Vail, I headed straight to Moab, posted up in the city market parking lot, and fell asleep. Tor headed out the next morning at 4 a.m. And big shout out to Tor for still making the trip. Weather was pretty nasty, and he definitely could have bailed, but I think in the end, we're both glad he made it, and this was a hell of a trip. I mean, look at those views. Loaded up in Moab, stashed some water halfway along the way, and then got back to Fruita, started packing up the bikes. Got straight into the road riding. First 10 miles is all road. Got to get from Fruita to the trailhead, and spirits were high. Had to stop at the first gas station in Loma. Tor forgot to buy gloves. Got to the trailhead and immediately realized this was going to be some underbiking. Got some strange looks from some mountain bikers like that guy up in front of us. Tor's touring bike, definitely not the tool for the job. I mean, look at that. No way he's making it up that. My gravel bike, a little bit better tool for the job, but still not ideal. Here's a little POV shot I got from the handlebars. Pretty impressed with the stability on these new iPhone cameras. Not shaky. Look at the bag bouncing around. First bit of the trail riding smoothed out a little bit and it was not bad. This is what Tor and I were looking for. Nice weather, get out of Colorado, and bike. I was intimidated, I tried. Oh. More smooth sailing. Some nice shots from Tor. Listen close here. You can see me hit my bags. And then all 3 bags. Yeah. This trail was pretty tough on the gear. My tool bag broke, had to stash that. We were right above the Colorado River for the first part of this trail. Pretty sweet views. Then got to some hard stuff. I don't even know how you can make it up that in a mountain bike. Or down this one in a mountain bike. I let Tor go first so that he could encounter all the obstacles first, and then I could see how to handle him from there. I mean, he was the one with the helmet. All right, my turn next. I specifically haven't bought a frame bag yet so that I can carry my bike like this. Worked out pretty well for this trail. Did not work out well was how wide these bags are. Got down to the Salt Creek and had some pretty sweet riding down in the riverbed. A little slalom through all the vegetation. Tor's definitely a better biker than me. Just trying to keep up the whole time, even though he was on a old Trek 9000. Biking down the riverbed was nice, but gotta go up. Here ran into some more gnarly terrain. It was a bit more like bouldering than biking. The GoPro effect is real. That drop off to the left was pretty gnarly. So Tor had to get on the other side of the bike, feel a little safer. Got to the top and Tor had his first ever goo. Leave a comment if you want to see that whole interview and review. After that, we got on some roads and it was pretty smooth sailing from there. We actually didn't get started till around noon and only had 6.5 hours of riding time, but we're able to get in 35 miles on some pretty technical single track, where, as you saw, there was a lot of bike carrying. Made it to camp that night and fell asleep. Woke up the next morning to some rain. Definitely snoozed the alarm a few times, but realized we were just gonna have to get going. First 3 or 4 miles were pretty good, just like those roads from the night before. Made some pretty good time. Oh, only casualty was Tor lost the trail mix. Luckily he heard it and strapped it back on there. Here's a view of the White Rim Trail. Pretty insane, or at least so I've been told. Tor and I opted not to do it. Too muddy. Didn't want to ruin those trails. As you can see, roads were pretty muddy. Didn't want to do that to the trails. Tor had a little spill. Things were getting a little muddier. Definitely a little muddier. At this point, we couldn't even really move the bikes. Wheels were just locking up, and when you pushed them, they actually collected more mud because there wasn't any weight to compress the dirt in front of you, so it would just pick right up, roll right onto the tires like you were making a snowball. To make matters worse, when we avoided the White Rim Trail, got a little off course. So our only option there was to head back towards I-70, hop on the road that we were eventually going to link up with later anyways, and assess the situation from there. So it was uphill to I-70. Started getting up to the top, took a little lunch break, and that's when it started to snow a little bit, and things just got muddier and muddier. Chains were popping off. It was mayhem. Had to put the rain poncho on.
Should I get out some chain lube? Is that gonna help? Does that help with the ride?
We tried walking in the grass. I know. Stay on the trail, leave no trace, but like I said, our bikes just would not move. Whoever invented adobe houses must have tried to bike pack the Kokopeli Trail. This was the final ascent out. I tracked it on my Garmin. It was half a mile straight uphill, 400 vertical feet. Peep the Strava. Tor's bike got tired, so he carried it. Tor was an animal. It was a little bit of a tortoise and the hare situation here. I kept taking a lot of breaks. I even stopped the video there, but Tor just kept going. Finally made it back to the road and had to assess the damage. Just look at that mud. Our poor bikes. Tor and I hopped on the frontage road. Perfect situation for the gravel bike. Finally got back onto some pavement. Perfect for the touring bike. We had 28 miles to go to get back to town. We had only covered like 8 miles that morning. It was pretty brutal, pretty slow going. Had to stop at the first gas station we saw. Tor was a thirsty guy. Yes, don't worry, he shared. We opted to take the straightest route back to Fruita. We were pretty tired and cold and muddy and didn't want to take the back roads. So, all in all, if you get to Fruita and Moab and you stop in some bike shops and people are telling you not to do the trail, that there's snow and that their landlord plows the road and the road's not plowed, and if someone even knows what type of dirt it is and mentions something about bentonite clay and how you just really shouldn't be biking in it, and it's your first bikepacking trip, maybe you should listen to their advice. I mean, everywhere online said best time to do this was March to May before it got too hot, but I would maybe wait till after March. So, that was the trip. And yeah, don't worry, we cleaned up the bikes. Thanks for watching.